And welcome to our 5th episode of Kids Empowering Kids. Ireland and I are here and excited to welcome Joe as our 5th guest. Joe, would you like to tell the audience a little bit about yourself and then we'll get this started?
Sure. So my name is Joe. I'm 12 years old, and I used to go to Shady Oak and through the middle of 3rd grade through 5th grade, and that is when I left. When I left, it was hard leaving my friends, but I knew they gave me from my old school. It was hard leaving my friends from my old school, so but everyone at Shady Oak gave me a warm welcome, so I felt like I belonged there, and I just had a lot of good memories, and it was good.
Nice. Can you share with the audience some things that you enjoy doing in your free time?
One of the things that I really liked there was when I got to go outside and run around and spend time with all my friends, because I felt like I just my mind was just so big. I just felt like my imagination, and we had a lot of fun out there on the playground, and we like climbing the what's it called, the tree house thing, and playing in the sandbox, and and we just ran around and had fun, played dodgeball, and
Nice. Very nice. Well, I know Ireland has some questions she wants to dive in and ask you about, so I'm going to let her take it over from here. So go ahead, Ireland.
I remember when I was in, I think, 3rd grade and 4th grade, you and another one of your classmates, Tony, did a magic show. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the magic show, one day, it all started when Tony found a magic book in the library at the school, and he thought it was kind of cool, and he said, "Hey, Joe, should we start a magic show and put it up for everybody?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess that's a good idea." So we turned it into like a magic / comedy kind of thing, and we had a bunch of different dates and scripts set up, and we set up PowerPoints so we wouldn't forget what was happening. And whenever it was like the next trick, we'd hit a button and it'd switch over, which we designed on the PowerPoint. And on the first show, we were like starting out, so we were kind of scared. But when that ended, we felt good. So on the second show, Miss Elder came to us and she said, "Hey, that was really cool. Y'all can like make money out of this." And we were like, "Okay." So what we ended up doing was we ended up doing like 3 or 4 shows, and we got all of the profits from that and donated half to charity. And then the other half we split. So we actually gave half to charity, which was really cool. And for like one of the shows, we had like a lightsaber battle because it was May the 4th. So we had a theme to that show. And that's what I thought was really cool. I didn't even come up with that. Tony came up with it, and it was fun. It was really, really fun.
Where did you get all of your magic tricks? Like, did you get them online, or like you said, Tony found a book, or did you have any props for the magic tricks, or was it all just like the thumb trick or like something like that? Was it all just your hands, or did you have like props?
No, actually, Tony had already some magic stuff at his house, so that was like a huge start, and he already had some tricks. The only issue was we had to have like a 30-minute show, so we had to find more tricks. So we looked in the book and we looked online for more tricks, and we bought some like boxes that like you put something inside and then you shake it and then you open it and there's nothing in there, like those little props. And
I remember it was your last trick, and you guys would do like a cool mind reading trick where you put your fingers on each other's head and you like think, and then you guys would like one person would think of something, and then the other one would say it out loud, and it would be the exact same thing. That was an amazing trick. Can you tell the audience how you did that trick?
Yeah, so actually, we came up with this trick ourselves, and we made it so that when you put your hands on here, if you clench your teeth, you have a little bump that happens, so that whenever it was kind of weird, we just stood there. If someone picked the number 10, we just stood there and like clenched our teeth at each other for like a minute, and it was awkward, but that's how we did it. We just clenched our teeth for how many times the people would say it, and that's how the trick worked.
That's amazing.
Hey, Joe, who did you give your money to? What charity did you use?
I don't remember actually. Was it
Sugarland? It wasn't the homeless mothers. I'm thinking it might have been Miss Cook's husband was very involved in a fundraiser to help temporarily displaced mothers and their children. And I think that's where you gave the money
Yeah, I
to.
think that was the one as well.
It was a significant amount of money. You guys did a really good job. What I was most impressed by was, with every magician, oh my goodness, magician, it doesn't always work out, especially when you're learning your craft. But you guys just rolled with it, and you made it like so funny. It was like part of the show when it didn't work out. It almost, I don't know, I found as an audience member, I was kind of waiting for the next one not to work out to see how you were going to handle it, because that was very entertaining. So good job with that. I really enjoyed it. I know that you wanted to speak a little bit to a project you're working on that concerns iPhones and apps. Can you tell us a little bit about that? That sounds fascinating.
Yes. So a good friend of mine and I are working on we got a programming site.
Okay.
And we programmed like this little test thing for us to like test our coding skills for. And then once we finish that, we're gonna move on, and we're gonna get some more people, like some artists, and we're gonna make a title for an iPhone game that we're gonna probably work on for the next year or two. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. We have some ideas. Yeah.
That's a long time. How do you stay motivated for a project that's going to last a year or two?
Well, you just have to remember that in the end, you have to think that it will turn out well, because the final product is what you're looking for, and that's just like, you have to keep going. If you stop, then you won't ever get to the final product, and you won't be able to see what it's like. So you have to stay motivated and keep going to be able to see the final product.
So how do you keep motivated? Because having that perseverance and grit it's not easy. It's great when things are going well, but when it's your fifth prototype and it's still not working, it's hard to keep going. So what would you share with our audience on how you stay motivated and stay moving forward?
The way that I stay motivated is I'm really passionate about what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So that way, if I stop doing that, then I won't feel passionate about that anymore.
Okay.
And I just want to stay passionate about that topic because I really like it. And it's what I'm working on, so I don't want to quit.
Good.
What made you want to do an iPhone game? Why did you want to do an iPhone game instead of, I don't know, something else?
Well, it's actually a funny story. I was in the pool with my friend, and we were just brainstorming about random stuff, and we came up with this idea. And I was like, wait, that could actually be a good idea. And he was like, yeah, we should try and like figure out how to code a game. And I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
Oh, okay.
it's a weird way that we found out what we were gonna do, but it worked. So
Yeah, brainstorming and masterminding are really helpful things to do regularly with people who you trust and have you have good synergy with, right? Where you can really get in and come up with some crazy creative ideas. And Joe, I know you also wanted to talk about the summit. Can you let our audience know about that, your experiences there, what you enjoy, why they should come and be with us? Tell us a little bit about that for me. And
Okay,
Ireland,
so me personally, I love the summer summit because I have nothing to do during the summer, and it's like the best thing that I'm looking up for. And so, what I really like about this is you get to see people you've never met before, and you get to know them, and you begin to make a book, which is really fun working on. Because you have to come up with all the characters and the storyline. Hold on, give me a second. This is like breaking. Oh my god. Oops.
I remember when I did the Success Summit last year, we played this really fun chocolate game where you like roll a dice, and if you got a 6, you get up and you put on like a hat and gloves and a scarf, and you cut chocolate and you try to eat it. And when school started again, we played that game, and I'm like, I am the best at this. And me and my sister, we won in the Success Summit and when school started, and the McNair sisters rule that game. I love that game. You get to eat chocolate. I love chocolate.
The only issue about that game is if you eat too much chocolate, you might not feel good after.
Yeah.
Ireland, can you talk a little bit about the lunch that we have? We have a luncheon every year at the summit.
Oh, yes. We take 10 years in the future, what the job we're doing, where we live, what kind of house we have, and we like imagine how we would be 10 years in the future. And it was an amazing experience. We got to sit down and like how old we were, and we got to talk about what happened and where we were and how we got there. It was just a luncheon where we've all come from different states or countries and different places with different jobs. It was amazing, and we all got to sit down and talk about it.
Yeah, we kind of set it up like a reunion, right? Like we hadn't seen each other in 10 years, so we got to sort of catch everybody up on what we had been doing. Yeah, that was really fun. Joe, what was of all the books that we've done, what was your favorite book?
I would say I really liked last year's book because it was like very original. And the way we came up with the idea is we had a plush monkey of this little like monkey wearing like a cape and a mask, and we named him Super Monkey. And that's what we based it off of, like these animals who are like in trouble, and then Super Monkey comes and he like teaches them a lesson, and I just really liked it last year. It was really fun.
That was my favorite book also, I think. It was just very cleverly done with the secret weapon designed by the snake and given to Super Monkey, and how he applied the mirror and the flashlight. And I definitely recommend our readers to get a copy of that book. So the series is What Every Cool Kid Deserves to Know. And we've done, our first book was on success strategies, and then we did happiness, followed by your inner coach, and then last year was on mindset. So this year will be another exciting opportunity to add to that series. So I'm looking forward to that. So anything else, Joe, you'd like to tell our audience about being empowered? You seem to have a lot going on, and you seem to be really enjoying life. So what kind of gets you up in the morning and excited every day? I know you have lots of passion, but how do you maintain that in times when, like COVID, where I know you're very social and very gregarious. This has got to be kind of hard on you, this social distancing and not being able to see your friends. So how do you overcome feeling maybe kind of down, or just how do you keep your spirits up? How would you sort of empower others?
Well, my mom is Italian, and my entire family is Italian. and my mom wants me to learn Italian. So she is giving me classes, she herself giving me classes on Italian every single day for like 30 minutes until I can speak Italian very frequently. And I really like the way she does it. She puts up pictures of like items, and then she puts the Italian name next to it and reads me a story with those items in it. And then I have to read out those items. And it's like a good system, and I can learn Italian very fast, I think.
Nice. Anything to add, Ireland? Any thoughts?
Nope.
Anything you want to say to our audience, Joe, before we sign off? Any last words of encouragement?
If you have something that you want to do, don't stop unless you don't want unless you want to do something different. And if you start something and you go in the middle of it, don't quit until you get to the end.
Good advice. Well, thank you so much. And thanks to our listening audience for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And we'll see you all next Wednesday, same time, same channel. Enjoy your week.